Keith and Stacy, this session, lawmakers did nothing to keep a lid on insurance rates.
In 2023, over 500,000 people left Florida. That's right, not moved to it, moved away from it. While social media is flooded with influencers praising the Sunshine State, there's a mass exodus nobody's talking about. And after you hear what I'm about to tell you, you'll understand exactly why Florida's dark side is finally catching up with the dream. Before we dive in, let me be clear. This isn't about hating Florida. This is about the truth. Because if you're one of the millions considering this move, you deserve to know what you're actually signing up for. And remember, every day is a happy day. Before we dive in, let me be clear. This isn't about hating Florida. This is about the truth. Because if you're one of the millions considering this move, you deserve to know what you're actually signing up for. Let's start with what everyone's talking about. Florida is in the middle of an insurance crisis so severe that it's being called an apocalypse by financial experts. And here's why that matters to you. The average home insurance premium in Florida is now between $6,000 and $11,000 per year. Let me put that in perspective. The national average is $1,500. That means Floridians are paying 4 to 7 times more than the rest of America. But here's where it gets worse. Major insurance companies like State Farm, Allstate, and Farmers have either stopped writing new policies in Florida or pulled out entirely. We're talking about billion-dollar companies saying, "This state is too risky for us." Since 2020, 9 insurance companies have gone completely insolvent in Florida. That's 9 companies that took people's money and then collapsed, leaving homeowners scrambling. Now there's a state-backed insurer called Citizens Property Insurance. Sounds safe, right? Wrong. They're the insurer of last resort, which means they only cover you if nobody else will. And their premiums? Often $10,000 to $15,000 per year for a modest home. Let's do the math. Say you buy a $400 home, pretty average for Florida now. Your mortgage might be $2,500 a month. Add $900 a month for insurance. That's $3,400 a month before property taxes, utilities, or maintenance. You can afford the house, but can you afford to keep it? Now let's talk about why insurance is so insane. Florida isn't just prone to hurricanes, it's becoming ground zero for climate chaos. Hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. That's half the year you're living with the possibility of evacuation, property damage, or worse. And these aren't rare events anymore. Hurricane Ian in 2022 caused $113 billion in damage. Hurricane Idalia in 2023. Hurricane Debby in 2024. The storms are getting stronger, more frequent, and more unpredictable. But it's not just hurricanes. Florida is experiencing sunny day flooding. That's when streets flood even when it's not raining, just because of high tides. Miami Beach floods regularly now. Parts of Tampa. Fort Lauderdale had catastrophic flooding in 2023 that wasn't even from a hurricane, just rain. Then there's the heat. Florida's summer heat index regularly hits 110 to 115 degrees. That's not a vacation, that's living in an oven from May to October. Which brings us to air conditioning. It's not optional in Florida, it's survival. And running your AC constantly? Summer electric bills routinely hit $400 to $600 per month. Some people report $800 in the peak months. That's $5,000 plus per year just to not die of heat stroke in your own home. Okay, so Florida loves to brag about having no state income tax. And that's true. But here's what they don't tell you. Florida makes up for it everywhere else. Sales tax, 6% state, plus up to 2.5% local. That's 8.5% on everything you buy. Property taxes? Average effective rate of 0.98%, which sounds small until you realize Florida homes are expensive now. The median home price in Florida is now over $400,000. In Miami, over $600,000. Tampa, $430,000. Even Jacksonville is pushing $350,000. Do the math. 0.98% of $400,000 is $3,920 per year in property taxes. Add that to your $8,000 insurance. That's $11,920 per year, or $993 per month, before your mortgage payment. Oh, and toll roads. Florida is covered in them. The Turnpike, I-95 express lanes, Tampa's toll system. If you commute, you could easily spend $200 to $400 per month on tolls alone. Car insurance? Florida has the second highest car insurance rates in America. Average $3,200 per year. That's $266 per month. So yes, no income tax, but you're bleeding money from every other direction. Let's talk about actually living in Florida day to day, because the reality is getting ugly. Miami has some of the worst traffic in America, ranked 8th worst globally. Tampa's I-275 is a parking lot during rush hour. Orlando's I-4, literally called the most dangerous highway in America. Your commute that looks like 20 minutes on the map, budget 90 minutes in reality. Florida added over 700,000 new residents between 2020 and 2023. The infrastructure hasn't caught up. Beaches are packed. Restaurants have 2-hour waits. Doctor's appointments? Good luck getting in within 3 months. Rent has skyrocketed. The average rent in Miami is now over $3,000 per month for a 2-bedroom. Tampa's average is $2,100. Jacksonville, once affordable, now $1,600 and climbing. A salary of $75,000 in Florida now has the buying power of $50,000 just 5 years ago. Groceries cost more, gas costs more, everything costs more, but wages haven't kept pace. If you have kids, here's a fun fact. Florida ranks 26th in the nation for education. Teachers' salaries are below the national average. Class sizes are growing, and experienced teachers are leaving the state. Healthcare access is another issue, especially outside major cities. Rural Florida has hospital deserts, and even in cities, the patient-to-doctor ratio is getting worse. Now let's talk about something nobody wants to discuss: the social and political climate. Florida has become one of the most politically polarized states in America. And whether you lean left or right, that polarization affects your daily life. School board meetings have become battlegrounds. Local elections are divisive. Even casual conversations can turn into debates. There's a reason Florida man is a meme. The state has a transient, chaotic energy. With so many people moving in from everywhere else, there's a lack of community cohesion. Everyone's from somewhere else. Nobody has roots, and it creates a strange, disconnected vibe. And here's the kicker. The people who can afford to leave, they're leaving. The 500,000 who left in 2023 weren't struggling minimum wage workers. They were middle-class families, retirees, and professionals who did the math and said, this isn't worth it anymore. So here's the bottom line. Florida can be amazing. The weather in winter is beautiful. No state income tax is real. The lifestyle can be great, but you need to go in with your eyes open. Run the real numbers. Add up insurance, AC bills, property taxes, tolls, and car insurance. Visit in August, not February. Drive during rush hour. Talk to people who actually live there, not just the ones selling you on the dream. Florida in 2024 is not the Florida of 2014. It's more crowded, more expensive, more dangerous from a climate perspective, and frankly, more chaotic. There's a reason 500,000 people left. They saw behind the Instagram filter. If you're still considering the move, do this. Make a spreadsheet. Include every cost we talked about. Be honest about what you can actually afford. Have a backup plan. Know which states you'd move to if Florida doesn't work out. Florida isn't a dream or a nightmare, it's just a place. But it's a place that's getting harder and harder to actually live in for the average American. Make the decision that's right for you, with all the information, not just the sales pitch. And hey, whether you're staying put or planning your next adventure, remember, every day is a happy day when you're making informed choices. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.